Hello, everyone. Today's Tuesday, March the 31st.
That's Bruce Turner in Lynchburg, Virginia.
Oh yeah, I'm Bruce Turner in Lynchburg, Virginia.
I'm Jeff Zayas in Napa, California.
And I'm Robert Taylor, and I believe I'm in New Orleans, Louisiana.
Hey, everybody. I'm Duke Carrico. Hey, tonight we're going to talk about Google Photos. They can now be found on Google Drive, at least for some people. Hey, Microsoft, have they found a secret weapon for Windows Phone? And Google's got a great solution to put internet on your television. Hey, gang, all this, our apps, and much, much more. Hey, Bruce, what are you doing there on that opening monologue there, buddy? Where were you at?
I was having too much fun making faces of you. He kind of surprised us on the beginning of the show. And so Jeff and I, we were smiling back and forth, and I just totally lost my cue.
All right. All right.
That was a cute grin you gave, though. I like that.
Yeah, you gave a little, like you did one of these. Right before the show.
Yeah, I had the wrong splash screen up, and I realized it as we were going live. It's just, hey, it's one of those things, man. Hey, it's live. So, what kind of week's everybody having?
Busy.
Yeah, busy here too.
Hey, Bruce.
Yeah, it's been a good week for me. I got some new tech coming here tomorrow, and I'm looking forward to playing around with it. And
tell us about that new tech.
No. Don't do it. This is an Android show. Go ahead.
I do. Well, if Jeff can talk a little bit about Apple, I can know. And I'm not a Microsoft fanboy, but you probably saw that there was this Windows tablet, a 7-inch tablet called the WinBook TW700, and you could walk into a Micro Center store and walk out with that thing for $59. And I watched Leo Laporte review it on Before You Buy. Watched another couple of reviews on it, and I thought, and then I was blessed with an Amazon gift card, and I'm thinking about, okay, what am I going to do? I went into Amazon, looked at my wish list, looked at a couple of different things. Then I remembered this little device, and I thought, you know what, this might make a great little device to put in my bag when I'm flying to the home office each month and use it as my flight type thing. But because it's full Windows 8.1, and because it comes with a year's worth of Office 365, it just seemed like it was worth it. So I'm gonna put some work related stuff on it and see if I can. It can just be make a great little plane ride rig in the coffee house. Open up Cisco Supervisor Desktop, push people ready when they've been in the bathroom too long. Stuff like that. So we'll see how it goes.
Well, I got, of course this is going to beg the question. You think that because it's full-blown Windows, this is going to be a different experience than an Android tablet, and one that is going to make the tablet more functional for you, right?
Well, in some ways. I mean, it is definitely a niche device. It's only got 1 GB of RAM. It does have a quad-core processor, but it's only got 1 GB of RAM, so you're not talking about multitasking a lot of things. But so it's going to be very limited. But you watch Leo Laporte's review on it. He liked it. They scored it a win. For the money. And you watch it was smooth and it worked fine. I've said before, I don't have a real void for a tablet in my life. But I had a gift card. It was burning a hole in my pocket, and I looked at my wish list and I said, you know what, I'm gonna take this thing for a spin, and see if it might be. It may be a tool that stays in the bottom of my toolbox, but we'll see. I could always do the Jeff thing, and I could return it. Oh, yeah, there it is. There's the picture.
There you go.
Honestly, Bruce, I thought about buying that same tablet myself. I did see the review on, actually, I think the first time I caught it was on his radio show.
Mm-hmm.
And then I saw him talking about it later on This Week in Tech. Excuse me. And yeah, for the price. And listen, hey, I've got an iPad right now that has Google Docs open, so I don't have to flip back and forth on my computer to see what article's coming up next. Okay, it's pretty much all I use this iPad for anymore. but you know, it's sitting here, and I do use it for that. It's pretty handy. So, hey, there's nothing wrong with a single-purpose device. Okay,
Does it have a camera?
even one running Windows.
It has a 2 megapixel camera on the back and on the front. It's got a full-size USB port on it as well as a micro USB. And it's got a HDMI out. So it's really, and it's got a micro SD card. So I've got a 32 gigabyte micro SD card sitting right here on my desk. I'll put in that thing tomorrow and when I take it for a spin. So.
Well, you know, when you mentioned this, the only negative that I heard about it, or that I heard repeatedly, was that Windows takes up almost the entire 16 gigs of drive space. So an SD card is going to be an absolute necessity. You know, even after paring it down, they said you only had something like 6 gigs of free disk space, you know, built into the device.
Right.
Well, let's this is impromptu. This wasn't necessarily on the sheet to compare these two, but I've got this Aries 11. It's a 2-in-1 tablet running Android Lollipop. So it comes with a detachable keyboard. It's got a quad-core Intel CPU, but beyond that, the specs are kind of weak. Okay, 1 gig of RAM. But, hey, 197 versus, what did you pay for that Windows tablet, Bruce?
Well, you can get it Micro Center, it's $59. On Amazon, it's $79. But, you know, if you get the Fire HD 6-inch, that's $99. A lot of the other cheaper Android tablets are up there. So anyway, we'll see how it goes. So.
Well, I'm looking forward to hearing a review from it, you know, what your experience is with it. Because really, I mean, at that price point, I thought about buying that tablet. I really have. And but yeah, this one caught my eye. This was from eFun, the same folks that make the Next book line. And you know, this thing, it's $200, and it seems extremely underpowered, even though it does come out of the box running Lollipop. It's let me see if I can run down some specs for you. It's got an Atom Bay Trail processor, 1 gig of RAM, 64 gigs of storage, 1366 by 768 resolution display. It does have a micro SD slot, mini HDMI port, a micro USB port. Of course, it's got the Wi-Fi, Bluetooth 4.0. 2 megapixel front and rear camera. Okay, so yeah, you know, even though it's got the detachables, so forth, etc. I don't know, Bruce. You know, a man can pick up a Bluetooth keyboard on Amazon for really cheap and have a very comparable Windows machine, just like you've done.
Yeah, this was an 11-inch screen though. What's the screen size on yours, Bruce?
It's 7-inch.
Yeah,
but it's a tablet. I mean, I ordered a little case for it, you know, but you know, I'm not interested in getting a Bluetooth keyboard and all that for it. I mean, I got my Chromebook, you know, for doing stuff like that. So it's going to be a niche device, and we'll see how it works.
Well, you know that this eFun tablet is kind of like, you know, it's a slimmed down version of the Transformer a long time ago. You know, it's one, but you know, for the price, I don't think it's bad. I think it's worth it. $200, you know, you get a Chromebook for, you know, now Chromebooks are coming down to like $159, right? This runs Android. It's a tablet. Has a detachable. Has a you know, a lit backlit keyboard. Has USB ports. What more do you need?
Yep. It's like I say, it's definitely something that caught my eye. So I'm looking forward to your review, Bruce. Hey guys, let's get to the show notes here. Google's gonna announce, or they have announced, easy access and organization for auto backup photos and Drive app. Now we've been hearing speculation that Google Plus is going to get broke out. Specifically, you know, photos were going to get broken from Google Plus. they were going to call it, photos and streams. And when this was first announced, I know I was one that got a little nervous. But the way that photos have been broken out, according to a couple of articles on the internet, is they're just going to be moving a folder, a photos folder, into your drive. Now, I've been checking ever since I've read this article. I do not have the update personally myself. But, hey, Jeff, what do you think about this, man?
Well, the proof is in the pudding. I think it's a great idea. If you use Drive a lot, you can access your photos. I have it on my phone, but I don't have it on my tablet as of yet. And it's funny that my tablet is Lollipop and my phone is not. And I can access only a portion of the photo. So you think you'd be able to access the whole enchilada once they basically put that shared folder, have access to it, you think you'd see everything at once. But right now, I'm only getting like maybe 12 photos that are on my phone, and I have way more than 12 photos that I've been taking that were auto backed into the Google Photos. So I don't know how long it's going to take to populate this, or how long it's going to take for them to kind of work it out. But it does allow you to long press and move pictures around and copy them from folders and things like that, which is kind of nice. So you can maybe make a nicer collection, so you can then share these easier through other products, than you can with photos on just the browser. So we'll see what it looks like, but it's not being broken out. It's being included. It's not a separate app.
Yeah, it's more inclusion. You're exactly right. And I mean, presently it looks like our Google Photos icon is going to stay on our Android devices. Okay. Hey, Bruce, I noticed. Now, see, you've got your Drive up, and
right.
Google Photos, and there's a few of them.
Yeah.
If you will notice my screen, it says "Stay tuned. Your photos are coming soon."
But Bruce, you have way more than that photos, right?
Obviously, and my suspicion is maybe it's going to take a while, since I just now authorized that. It may take a while for them to get there. I'm hoping that it will bring them all over,
But what doesn't make sense, if it's just a link to that folder, right? All your pictures, you think it would just automatically populate,
Right.
They're not physically moving things over, right? I'm guessing.
Yeah, it just seems strange that you kind of get the pictures in dribbles and drabs. That just doesn't make sense. I mean, either they're there and available or not.
Yeah, exactly. And we think it would be like a tree, like a decision tree. You hit the one level, boom, everything else underneath it is there, right?
Right.
Hmm.
That's exactly what's happened on mine. I have the oldest photos first showing up. Looks like these are obviously the earliest postings you just did, right?
Yeah, these are recent photos from the last 24 hours.
And are all photos that I've seen in your stream.
Right.
Yeah,
Not
exactly.
just photos that you've taken.
So maybe it's going to be a new feature as it rolls forward, but that doesn't make sense.
Well, I'd say I don't know for sure. I haven't looked, but I'm betting you guys I've probably got somewhere between 12 and 13 gigabytes of photos right now in Google Photos. So yeah, I mean, you take people that have a lot of photos, and this ghost town that is Google Plus. I'd say it'll take a while. That's what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah, probably. But it's so weird. My phone, which is is not Lollipop, but got it, and my tablet, which is Lollipop, Nexus 10 doesn't have it. You know.
Hey, all right. Before we move on, hey, we are monitoring Twitter, so if you got any questions or comments, use the hash Tech and Coffee. Also, we've got the Q&A app up and running. If you'd like to communicate with us. Hey guys, next article. Microsoft might have a secret weapon here yet. First of
Bruce.
all,
Sorry, I didn't mean to jump in there, but
oh, that's okay. Hey, first of all, yeah, listen, we've seen Windows Phone now for right at 5 years. Microsoft has less than 200,000 Windows Phone apps. So, rumors are out there. There are several Android sites that are repeating this rumor that Microsoft is working on an Android emulator to run all of the Android apps. And this is all of them, guys, okay? Is this Microsoft's saving grace, Robert?
You know, I don't know if it's Microsoft's saving grace, but they would be foolish not to be working on an emulator. I mean, obviously the most popular operating system in the world right now. Why would you continue that uphill battle of saying, you know, our store and our store only? No way. You definitely want to allow other apps to come to your environment, especially when you're way, way far behind. Way far behind.
Somebody else, what do you think about this? I mean, didn't BlackBerry have an emulator to run some Android apps?
yeah.
You know, it really depends on how well the emulator emulates, to use the term, you know. But I think it could be a good thing for them. There's some pretty decent hardware out there for, you know, some of the Nokia models, you know, size and hardware-wise, with some decent specs. There are some people who rather like the interface, and it's very user-friendly and so forth. So if they can put the ability to run some Android apps on it, and it runs fairly decent, you know, as far as being smooth and fast, I think it's a good thing for them.
Yeah, and it's a continuation of what they've been doing, right? It is a, you know, they kind of said, okay, let's make this easier. I'm going to start having, you know, Office 360 and all this on all these devices. I'm going to try to put Cortana on iOS and Android, and now I'm going to accept Android apps on my Windows Phone. We're accepting everything, you know, as what we can, you know. Obviously, so I think it's a very smart move. You know, they haven't, you know, raised the flag of, you know, to surrender, but what they've done is saying, you know, we'll assimilate.
Well, you know, they don't have any market share whatsoever.
Yeah.
They really don't. And it's kind of a shame. You know, listen, guys, at the end of the day, I still love Android, but I have seen some really nice Windows phones, and I like the Windows OS. I think it makes a lot of sense for a phone or a tablet. I've always liked it. I think it's very attractive to look at. It's very consistent, which is something we haven't ever seen in Android, is, you know, apps that are consistent, okay, and how they work and where the menu, you know, where the menus are located, what the menus even look like, okay? And so, yeah, I would like to see Microsoft better compete in the smartphone segment. And I think this is a good way to do it. I really do. If it functions well, I think this is a very good way to do it.
Well, that you started off asking about BlackBerry, and I think that's part of the problem. BlackBerry was so far down the black hole that they could never get their emulation to bring them out. It could have been a saving grace had they done it earlier on. It would have made them more popular with folks because of the vastness of what is the Android store now. So really, like Jeff said, Microsoft is just embracing all of those other users rather than doing what Apple tends to do. No, 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 not in our world. Microsoft is saying, we don't care what world you are. We just want you to use our product.
Okay. All right, then. Hey, guys, did you see the announcement today from Google about the Chrome bit? And
I shake my head.
Bruce, I'll let you start this one. What do you think of the Chrome bit, Bruce?
It looks interesting to me when you think about it. I mean, you remember back when Microsoft tried to do they had the little deal where you could kind of have a PC on your television in the living room and stuff like that. This looks really interesting. I mean, I like the Chrome OS. I have some questions about it as far as how will you operate it? Will there be a wireless mouse or wireless keyboard that you can use? How are you going to interact with the device and the TV set? But it's really interesting.
You have to have a Windows 7-inch tablet. You're ahead of the game.
I'm guessing that this thing is going to be manipulated from a phone or tablet, an Android one, and it's probably going to have some sort of a layout that will include a keyboard. But what's the price point on this thing? I mean, if a Chromecast is $35, is this going to debut cheaper?
No, it's around $100. Yeah. I think it's an absolutely wrong move. Absolutely wrong.
Okay, talk to us. Why do you think it's a wrong move?
Well, because there's nothing, there's no XBMC on Chrome OS. There's no, products that on the Chrome OS that you can run to, possibly, use for a media center. We're on Android.
Wait. You got Google Play Movies.
But you can do that through Chromecast for $35. You just cast it to the Chromecast. It's already there. It's boom, bang. See ya.
The real thing here, Jeff, and I agree with you. What the heck's going on? We've been agreeing for the last several weeks. Let's get back to normal. But
I don't know. Maybe I'm getting a headache.
Yes. But, trying to operate a computer at a 10-foot viewing experience is miserable. If this is designed to be plugged into the TV, in the back of my TV, and I'm going to be sitting on my sofa or on my easy chair, and I'm going to, be surfing the web? You don't do that. You use your tablet. You use your Chromebook. You don't do it from 10 feet away because I can assure you, you can't read the fine print, no matter what they do. So, a computing experience doesn't work well at the 10-foot viewing level. It works good at the desktop level, it works good on the lap, and it works good in the hand. It does not work good across the room. So Chrome OS, to say you're going to have a computer experience on your TV, is terrible. It's been done, tried, and failed several times already.
It's actually going to have a battery on it. Nobody knows.
No, it's USB. It's USB-B powered.
It's according to the article, it's got a battery in it, and nobody knows about the battery life.
What I read was, let's see, does it say that? It has a HDMI diode for turning into a functional at low cost. I thought it had an additional USB port, like a micro USB port that you use that powers it. But I could be wrong. But I don't get it.
Well, I agree with you guys. Listen, I've got Google TVs that have the Chrome browser built in, and I'll just tell you right now, I don't do any surfing from my Google TV. Okay, just don't do it because it's not a good experience.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and but it's not, Chrome OS is not a media, center kind of environment.
Right.
Hey, let me ask you a question, because I know Robert, you got Chromecast, and you've got the Android, Amazon Fire Stick, and I agree with what you said. I'd much rather have my Chromebook on my lap and cast it, and that way I can see clearly on my lap what I'm doing, but I'm making it available for everybody else that's in the living room. I've been having some issues with my Chromecast. Is it possible that there could be some interference between the Android Fire Stick and the Chromecast if they're in close proximity to each other, as far as confusing signals?
No.
Okay.
No. That's not going to be the issue. If anything, there could be contention over Wi-Fi, signal. But as far as confusing one device for the other device, that's not really possible.
Yeah, and my question really was about the Wi-Fi signal. I've been having some issues with my Chromecast, so I'm thinking about the next time I do some serious Chromecasting, which I do at least once a week. I'm going to unplug my Fire Stick, see if it makes a difference. All right.
All right. Hey, guys, I'm moving on here. Hey, Gmail got updated this week, guys. And now you can get threaded conversations in Gmail and all inboxes view. So if you're using more than one account, you will get all of those accounts in one view when you open the inbox. This is something that I used to get on my Palm Trio. I had 4 email accounts. Google, are you listening? Color code them. Make it easier for me to see what is from my Duke Carico account, what is from my Gmail account, any others. And you can do this, Google, by allowing me the ability to pick a color for those accounts. And also, if it's going to be as good as my Palm Trio was, I'm not joking. I am not joking. My Palm Trio email experience was still the best email experience of any mobile device that I've used. Allow me to assign different tones to the accounts on top of color coding them. But listen, I have not gotten this updated either. I started to go out and force the update before the show, but I didn't. But I'm excited about this one, guys. I really am excited about this. This is something that should have happened a long time ago, and thank you, Google, for starting to point us there.
Yep.
Anybody else want to jump in, agree or disagree?
Oh, no, I like the idea, and just think you'll be able to access your G Drive and send one of those Google Plus photos right from that Gmail account into the other account and send it under that moniker. So how cool is that?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Looking forward to getting that update. And come on, Google, that's the next thing you got to do. Allow me to assign different ringtones and color code them, so that when I open up all inboxes, I can look down the list and know that green means one email and blue means another and yellow can mean still another, and it will be really, really easy for me at a glance to see which inbox that email came to.
Yep.
All right, guys, anything else there?
No, I think Google is moving in the right direction on that. So it just took them, 5 years.
Just 5 years.
Just 5 years. Hey, it's still in beta.
Hey, all right, gang. Before we do our apps this week, let's talk a little bit about who we are. You can follow us on Twitter and Facebook at Tech and Coffee 1. You can follow us on YouTube at Tech and Coffee. Our favorite social network is Google Plus. And hey, man, search for Tech and Coffee. Look for that beautiful TNC logo. catch our podcast on Stitcher Radio and iTunes. Hey, man, tweet to us using the hash Tech and Coffee. Questions, comments, and snide remarks, AJ at techandcoffee.info.
Hey, you want to briefly talk about Apple's program for taking back your Android phone now as a rebate?
Well, sure.
I was wondering if you skipped that over because Jeff might have slipped that in on us or what?
Well, no, I skipped it over because you all aren't reading chat.
I didn't see it in the chat.
I'm trying to watch the show notes. I'm so confused.
What do you want to talk about, Jeff?
Well, I think it's interesting that you can, now get some money back for your Android phone if you wanted to get the Apple phone. I think it's a sign of the times that Apple's might be feeling some pressure. They want you back. They want you back.
You really think that Apple's feeling pressure?
I think that there's something up, because why are they doing this? They don't have to. If they didn't have to do it, why are they doing it? They're probably seeing something somewhere, because why do it?
Well, they've done it in the past with old Apple products.
Yeah, but not with Android products.
Well, do you think Samsung? Everybody says Samsung wants to be Apple. Are we going to see a similar program from Samsung or HTC or LG?
I don't know. I mean, I'm thinking there's something going on. So I just think that Apple's so flush with money, right? They have a ton of money, ton of cash. Why would they do this? I think they want it all. I think they want to get even bigger market share. I think there's been a trend that iOS is not as big as Android anymore in terms of sharing, and now they're trying to get that back. That's my guess. Bragging rights.
Bruce?
Yes, sir.
You like Android really well, because I've known you now for a few years. I know what you think of Android and its versatility, and I also know that you came to Android from Apple. Do you think this would entice you as someone who likes Android to purchase an iPhone?
Not in the least. And one of the reasons would be that the phone that has the highest radiation levels of any cell phone in the market is the iPhone 6 and the iPhone 6 Plus. And one of the gals that I sit with in the coffee house quite often, I noticed she had a new iPhone 6 Plus, and I knew she had a Galaxy S4 prior to that, and I was just asking her about that. I said, "Oh, you went to the dark side," and I just shared with her, about that phone. So, no, I will tell you that my wife has the S4, and she will more than likely move back to the iOS because there are just some things that she likes and misses about it. But no, there's no turning back for me. I'm Android all the way.
My wife also, Bruce, sure misses that iOS camera.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she reminds me, she loves Android, but she says that, the camera, she's got the Moto G. She said the camera is absolutely atrocious, and you know what? She's right. It is atrocious, okay?
Yeah.
So, yeah, man, I think that is a problem with a lot of Android phones. Even though they've gotten better, they still just don't have that sensor take as good a picture as iOS. And you know what? I'd say that my wife might be one to take advantage of this right here. She might trade in that Moto G for an iPhone just so she can get a better camera.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Jeff, what do you think about LG maybe announcing, was it this week or next week, their next phone?
Their next phone, G4? G4.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. I just got one. So, I mean, I just got the G3. So, of course, they're going to come out with the G4. But,
yeah,
if I had to, if I were going to get it's kind of funny. the S6, I think you get the S5 because I think that was the deal. You still have the removable battery, you still have all this other stuff, and that was the deal. So I think it's sometimes having the latest and greatest is not the most effective use of your money.
Yeah.
And I still love the LG G3. I'm loving it actually. Battery life has been stellar.
I've noticed, guys, that we've changed. The four of us really have changed since we've started this show. Okay? It used to be all about the latest and the greatest.
Yep.
And we all wanted that. And let's face it, guys, a couple of years ago, normally when a new phone was introduced, the operating system was a large leap from the previous operating system, and the hardware was a large leap, from the previous hardware. But it's definitely that trend line that was going up so hard suddenly is starting to flatten out, and these upgrades aren't the upgrades that they used to be in these phone lines. They never really were for Apple. Apple has always upgraded incrementally. But a lot of these Android phones were large leaps, and listen, us, even though I would consider us power users with a lot of what we do, there's less and less need to jump to the latest and greatest model now. Wouldn't you guys agree?
Agree.
Definitely. And like you said, it's not there is no greatest next leap thing. It's always, just a little tweak here, a little tweak there, and it's never enough to it's not compelling enough for someone who's kind of watching it to make that constant push. So yeah, I mean, look how long I held on to the Razr Max. It was functioning well. The only reason I switched is peer group pressure, and no, it was just time. But I mean, I held on to that phone a long time, and it served me well. I'm going to hold on to this phone a long time, and it'll serve me well.
Well, let's talk about tablets. Robert, you use your Nexus 7s daily?
Pretty much daily, yes. Pretty much daily.
Jeff, what about your Nexus 10? How often do you use it?
I hardly use it. I use it for a couple things now. I use it to tune my guitar. I use the Yahtzee app that is no longer on Google Play, and I watch an occasional. There's a exercise video that I put on here that lets me, I can kind of do my little exercises in other rooms. So other than that, that's it. I'm not playing any games. I'm not doing a ton. In fact, I hate turning my tablet on because I see all these updates come through. It takes a little while. So no, not as much as I thought I would.
That's another trend that I've seen change with the four of us. I know when we started Android Journal way back when, we were all pretty obsessed with tablets. I say all. Bruce wasn't. In all fairness, Bruce had kind of moved on from tablets. But I think all the rest of us were. And you know what? Really, honestly, my i3 Chromebook literally replaced my tablet. Okay? I still kind of want one, but when I go out and I start looking at them, I'm like, dude, do you really want to spend $300 on an Android tablet? I mean, do you need it? Now my phone's another song. If I drop my phone in the toilet tonight, I'll be getting a new one tomorrow. But a tablet I can live without.
Yeah, it's a nicety, and it's it's actually the functionality. I'm not a gamer. I don't play games. All that other stuff. I don't have kids to kind of give this to them to keep them occupied. So all those things, that maybe another person might, need it for. I don't. So.
All right. Hey guys, let's cover our apps this week. Bruce, what do you got for me, man?
All right, my wife and I were sitting out in the living room. We were watching TV, and lo and behold, on came a commercial for a brand new Jurassic Park movie that's coming out, Jurassic Genesis. Then right on the heels of that is a Jeff Bloom commercial. And you may not be aware, but Apartments.com launched a $100 million ad campaign starring Jeff Goldblum. I love Jeff Goldblum in the first Jurassic Park movie. Very entertaining. He's got this really weird look on this commercial, but he's doing the commercial for a new Apartments.com app. And so my app of the week is the Apartments.com app, and I'm showing you this particular picture of him because that's how he's dressed up. It's a really kind of a weird commercial. Have any of you seen it?
I have
Jeff
not.
Goldblum thing. So anyway, it's really interesting, and you can see more about the app here. But I'm going to go ahead and share with you my screen and let you see the app launch and work. So this is well, and why isn't it showing? That's kind of interesting. Let me see if I can. Well, you know what? That's kind of interesting, guys. When I had that drug over to my right screen, and I've got 3 screens, it wouldn't capture, but I've drug it back onto the face of my Dell XPS 13, and it's showing. So that's kind of interesting. So let me go ahead and start the app. It's got a really pretty look when it comes up, a nice little splash screen, and it zeroes right into where you live. And it'll show you the apartments that are in your area. So you can tap on one of these buttons, and it'll show you about the different apartments that are there. Like this one is on 549 Beechwood Drive. So I can tap on that, and I can look at some different photos on the thing and get some of the specifics of it and so forth and so on. That's pretty normal. But there's an interesting thing down here. Notice it says 549 Beechwood Drive. There's a button down here on the lower right called Plan Commute, and so I can go ahead and I can type in that. I'm trying to remember. I think it was maybe 159, 149, and let's see if I can get the Beechwood Drive here. No, let me make sure I spell this right. Beechwood Drive, and I'm going to have to put the rest of this in here, so give me just a second here, and let's just do Lynchburg. And there it is. So I can tap on that, and I can view the results, and I can get an idea on what the commute is. And I can look at that, and I can say rush hour, no traffic, public transit, work, bicycle, and so forth and so on. So it's kind of interesting, kind of an interesting app. And the reason that this kind of came up is my wife and I are actually considering maybe relocating, and we're still looking to rent. I'm not interested at age 64 of starting to buy. I thought maybe I might buy something, live in it till I'm 70, and then sell it. But I think we're just going to continue to rent at our particular age and lifestyle. It's working really good for us. I'm not really good at fixing garbage disposal. It's a lot easier to pick up the phone, call the maintenance guy. But anyway, I'm not the fixer upper like Jeff is. Jeff moved into that house, man. He's doing everything, And but anyway, Apartments.com. It's if you're looking for apartments. I mean, there's other great real estate apps like Zillow, if you're looking for a house for sale, and you can look for apartments for rent with Zillow. But Apartments.com, and they've sunk a lot of money in it, so let's see how it works. I liked it.
And that is a free app, correct?
It is a free app. Yes, sir.
Very good. Looks interesting, Bruce. Jeff, what do you got, man?
I actually do not have an app,
Oh.
So I'll pass.
That means you got to do 2 next week. Robert,
Exactly.
what do you got, man?
Well, I've kind of had an interesting change happen. It is time for me to quit smoking. And of course, I've been a smoker for a long time. It's quite the challenge. First thing I did is grab my trusty phone and my tablet, and I started doing some research, and sure enough, there's about a bazillion apps out there to help you quit smoking. The one that I found that seems to be working fairly well for me this time, and it's kind of important. My blood pressure is very high. I've got some other issues going on. I have really got to get the cigarettes out of my life. So I found an app. I'll share my screen with you here. It's called Quit Smoking Slowly. That's what you need to search for in the Play Store. If you put just quit smoking, you will see hundreds of apps out there that do something similar to this or something of this type. But this app is really effective. Let me share my screen. And we see here, there in the lower left is the app icon, but it also has a widget. Notice that the widget is red. That tells me that right now I cannot smoke. What this app does is it actually weans you off the nicotine slowly and gradually so that you're not suffering with the immediate nicotine addiction. And lo and behold, look what happened. It happened to be right at that moment. The widget has now turned green, and I am able to smoke a cigarette. This will allow me to work my way down so that I'm not dealing with the physical addiction of, not having nicotine at all in my body. The other thing that I found that was very interesting about this app is that by letting the phone kind of control the smoking, okay, it put less stress on me. I mean, yes, I'm still going through some withdrawal symptoms, but the bottom line is either the phone's red or it's green. If it's green, I can smoke. If it's red, put it down, go do something else. But the other thing that's very interesting about this app is it also provides you with some tips from a lot of different sources and things that will distract you and help you get past that immediate urge to smoke. So this app really does two things. One, it slowly weans you off the nicotine addiction. That's good. Two, it takes the psychological part of the addiction and puts that decision-making process in somebody else's hands, if you will, in your phone's hands, rather than your brain, which says, oh, it's okay, I can have a cigarette now, or I can cheat this one time. If you're committed to quit smoking, I strongly urge you take a look at Quit Smoking Slowly. It is a very good app. It has helped me so far. I am working my way down. By the time that you guys see me next week, I will be within 1 day of being totally smoke-free. So I encourage our viewers and our listeners, do your body a favor, get a look at this app. If you're a smoker and want to quit, this will definitely help you.
Do they have different programs that say, okay, I want to do it in 30 days, I want to stop smoking in 30 days, I want to stop in 45 days, and then it kind of...
You can say how many days when you start the app. It'll ask you how many cigarettes you normally smoke in a day. It'll ask you what kind of time frame do you want to do. It suggests 10 days because that happens to be a very good slow wean away. The longer you drag it out, the more difficult it is to actually quit. If you try and do it's as bad as doing it cold turkey. They find that about 10 days is the most effective way to wean yourself off the nicotine. So, for me, again, it's a two-part thing. The physical side effects of the nicotine, gradually working down is very helpful, but also that psychological part of not letting my brain be tricked into smoking an extra cigarette. Let the phone decide, and when it turns green, then I know I can smoke. I've been using it for 3 days now. I can tell you I have not cheated once, and as a matter of fact, I have actually gone extended periods past when it turns green to tell me that I can smoke. I'll try and delay an extra 5, 10, 15 minutes just to kind of prepare myself for that longer, and it's working. It's working very well.
Good for you.
That is awesome. And Robert, hang in there, man. Hang in there. Listen, if you quit, not only will you be proud, but I'll be proud for you. Okay?
Very good.
Yeah, hang in there. All right. Hey, really, really quick. This is going to be a quick review. In fact, I got to thinking I might have reviewed this app sometime back. I can't remember, but the Tumblr app. Tumblr is a pretty popular social network blogging platform, and this is a pretty cool little app that will allow you to view your followers. You can search for hashes. You can post. It's makes it real easy to share photos on your Tumblr. This app has been downloaded 1,386,000 times. It's got a little bit better than a 4-star review. It is a very attractive mobile app. And really quick, just to kind of show you some of the screen captures here. So listen, if you're not a Tumblr user, if you are a Tumblr user, you're probably already aware of this app. But if you're not a Tumblr user, you're looking to expand your social influence, you might want to check out this app. That is a very attractive app and will allow you to post really quick things from your phone. I am not a huge Tumblr user, but I do use Tumblr. I do have a page. By the way, if you've got multiple Tumblr blogs, this app will support multiple blogs. You don't just have to set up one profile and use it for one profile. So a very, very good app if you're into Tumblr. That's TUMBLR. Check this app out. It is a very well put together app for the Tumblr platform. Hey guys, got anything else for us?
Yep. I gotta train my dog.
Hey, and by the way, Robert, hey, before we say goodbye, you were talking about quitting smoking, and listen, I've got a really bad habit of picking my nose, and I was wondering if there was an app out there to get me to quit picking my nose. Well, there isn't one to kind of help me with the physical addiction of pulling boogers out of my nose, but there is an app out there to let you pull boogers out of a fake nose, and so you can just kind of do it on your phone without upsetting people around you. So what a great app to have.
You know, there is one thing that they do tell you about in the app for the quitting smoking, that if you get the urge to smoke and it's not time to smoke, the urge to smoke will usually pass in about 5 minutes. They strongly recommend get a game on your phone and play a game. Maybe I'll try this nose picker app. I don't know.
There you go, man. Yeah, there you go. And by the way, this thing's rated 3 stars, and it's been downloaded. Are you ready for this? 117 times.
You guys know Lynchburg, Virginia. Look at that. Windows 7 tablet is in St. Petersburg, Virginia. It's getting close.
All right. Hey, Bruce, next Tuesday night, let's get a review of that tablet, shall we?
All right, we'll do it.
Hey, gang, follow us on Twitter and Facebook at Tech and Coffee 1. Our YouTube channel is Tech and Coffee. Search for us on Google+. Search for Tech and Coffee. Look for that gorgeous TNC logo. Hey, catch Android Journal on Stitcher Radio and iTunes as well as YouTube. Hey, tweet us using the hash Tech and Coffee. Questions, comments, and snide remarks, send them to AJ at techandcoffee.info. Hey, guys, have a great rest of the week. We will catch you in 7. Peace out, everybody.